What is up, guys? D. Chantilly here, and today we have some big news. Epic has officially brought a lawsuit against Apple and Alphabet, also known as Google, for their app stores. And I'm going to separate the two for this video because they're very different in my opinion. You can tell they're different in the way that Epic went about it publicly. You can tell it's very different, and they know that. And so if you want my opinion on the topic, wait till the end of the video. I'm going to give you all the facts up front and what's going on. And let's start with Apple. Epic recently updated their Fortnite game to allow players to purchase V-Bucks 20% cheaper, but they had to go directly to Epic Games instead of going through the Apple App Store, which seemed great, right? But it's a direct violation of the App Store policy, which prompted Apple to remove Fortnite from its App Store. Epic Games then brought a lawsuit up against Apple, and this is all a calculated move. But they brought up the lawsuit against Apple for its App Store practices, and Epic wasted no time trying to win over the public, uploading this video.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the platform unification directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
Aha, see, I get it. But that video was not for the Fortnite fan base per se. That video was more for Apple. They wanted Apple to see it because the average Fortnite fan doesn't get what that means. They barely know that's from Apple, and that's just not for them. I mean, I wouldn't know what that means if I didn't, look into the history of Apple and things like that. So that was for Apple. And then they launched the free Fortnite hashtag, which is a popular trend. You put free and then whatever, you want a free. And so that's what they did to try to win over the public, which is not going to be hard to do against a company the size of Apple. But Apple has been scolded on its App Store practices in the past. Most recently, they went up against Congress alongside Google, Amazon, and Facebook. And Spotify is currently suing Apple in the European Union about this. Epic is using the common allegation that Apple has a monopoly on the App Store via the iPhone and iOS software, and that taking 30% of each sale is unfair and monopolistic. Apple did respond in a statement given to Fox Business. An Apple spokesperson said, "Today, Epic Games took the unfortunate step of violating the App Store guidelines that are applied equally to every developer and designed to keep the store safe for our users. As a result, their Fortnite app has been removed from the store." But let's move on to Google. And remember, I separated this because it's going to be much harder to prove antitrust violations against Google. And you can tell by the way Epic didn't really mock Google. They didn't really do anything to try to, mock Google or, get under their skin any other kind of way, because they know it's going to be much harder to prove it against Google. And I say that because Google's Android system does allow you to download outside the Play Store. But Epic alleges that Google has created contractual and technological barriers that foreclose competing ways of distributing apps to Android users, which allows the company to maintain a monopoly over the market by eliminating consumer choice and competition in mobile app distribution. As far as contractual barriers go, Epic claims that LG told them that its contract with Google did not allow it to enable direct distribution of apps. Google, like Apple, does also take a 30% cut from the Play Store, and Google has also removed Fortnite from its Play Store, and it released a statement. It released a statement that it can no longer make Fortnite available on Play because it violates our policies. However, we welcome the opportunity to continue our discussions with Epic and bring Fortnite back to Google Play. And now it's time for the opinion. And if you enjoyed the video up to this point, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And so as far as I'm concerned, I don't think this will turn out to be much of anything. It is two giants fighting a legal battle where Epic is trying to look like the guy fighting for the little guy. And in a sense, they are fighting for the small guy because they don't specifically want any monetary damages. They want Apple and Google to change the policies of the Google Play Store and the App Store. But I don't think they'll be able to make that happen. They knowing and willingly violated the terms and conditions, which means Apple and Google were well within their right to terminate them off their platforms. And don't think for a second this was not calculated. There's no coincidence they recently raised about $1.78 billion in a recent funding round, and there's no coincidence they had that video. That video was not made in 10 minutes. I promise you that. This whole thing was thought out. They wanted Apple to ban them off the App Store so then they could bring the lawsuit and be like, aha, see, we just tried to save the consumer money and look how they acted. This is how monopolies act. Look, right here, Apple. And so I see what Epic is trying to do, and I understand why. I mean, 30% seems like an awful lot, and I understand why a developer would not want to pay 30% of each sale to a company when they're trying to build their platform. They're trying to build their brand. They're trying to build their business. And so 30% is a lot, but when you have access to billions of users, which the iOS platform and the iPhones and that provides you, it's going to come at a cost. And so when you look at what Google and Apple are able to provide, which is billions of users, access to billions of users, it's going to come at a cost. And so will that change in the future? I don't know. I can't say yes. I can't say no. It hasn't changed at this point. It's essentially become like industry standard, the 30%. But to not make this video longer than it needs to be, I'm not mad at Apple and Google for kicking them off the App Store or the Google Play Store because they did violate the rules and it was a direct violation. So they were well within their right to act as they did. But I also understand Epic's point where they're saying that it's unfair to take 30%. They have a monopoly. I mean, I think the word monopoly is used far too loosely. But nonetheless, this should be an interesting thing to unfold. I think they'll end up settling anyway, most likely like most lawsuits do of this magnitude. But we'll see how it plays out. If you guys want updates on this, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. Look forward to reading your comments. See you there.